welcome to the Metals Investment Forum. I'm here with Tony Reda, CEO of Tectonic Metals. Welcome, Tony.
Thank you for having me.
Well, your company is making some noise lately. You are at the very important strategic locations. I talked to Dr. Quentin Henning. He was extremely excited about your project.
Yes.
He had the same thing. He did the same thing 2 years ago for Snowline. So that's drew my attention immediately. Maybe you can tell us your story.
Yeah, most definitely. So Quentin and Crescat, for that matter, made their initial investment in Tectonic about a year ago, predicated on a different gold project near Pogo. We made this new acquisition, which is near the Donlin Gold Deposit, co-owned by Nova Gold and Barrick. And I presented it to Quentin, and he liked it. And then they refinanced us. And then probably about 6 months later, we started to actually about to embark on our first field program on this project. It's called the Flat Gold Project. And I reintroduced the project to Quentin, but I also took him through the drill database and the strategy. And after that meeting, Crescat doubled their share position in Tectonic based on the financing. And then there was the Snowline Gold discovery, and Quentin's a big fan of that, and obviously played a critical role in sort of the excitement, enthusiasm, and the funding of that discovery. And so he was on a quest to find the next one. Flat ticks a lot of boxes for him and for me. Every project we acquire, we assume, and it is a big assumption, and this is a forward-looking statement, we assume it's going to be mine. And so we start looking at that project, although it's albeit earlier, through that lens. And Flat right now really represents a unique multi-million ounce open pit free milling opportunity. It's been dormant for 20 years, and we're the first company to explore it since then. And it's just got a huge mineralized footprint, 55 historical drill holes where every hole hit gold mineralization. And I would challenge anyone, my geos included, go drill 55 holes and try not to miss. It's remarkable in many regards.
Wow, looks like you're in a huge system. Can you tell us the size of this system so people can make their own calculation? How many ounces out there?
Yes. So the land position itself is about 96,000 acres. And as far as I said, the mineralized footprint, so we have, speaking to scale, size and land position is only one element. Really, like what's the geological footprint? And I have this belief that big deposits leave big footprints. So how do you find a mine in its infancy? And so when I looked at this project, the placer endowment, so this is placer gold produced from the streams and creeks, it sits at a recorded 1.4 million ounces of placer gold production. And what's interesting is that the main target, it's called Chicken Mountain. Every stream, creek, or drainage around this hilltop is carrying placer gold. That's where the 1.4 million ounces comes from. So that starts to get me excited because it begs the question, how big is the source? Then you have a 4 kilometer long golden soil footprint. So this is an unglaciated terrain where if you take a soil sample, it can be a direct representation of the bedrock mineralization below your feet. So imagine a 4K footprint. That's double, sometimes triple, depending on the mine, of an actual open pit mine scenario. The sort of the dimensions of, say, the Fort Knox mine, for example, the resource there is about 2Ks in width. So we're seeing a big footprint, and then you have the 55 drill holes as well. That's a lot of drilling, and it does indicate a large system, which is it's been drilled from one end to the other, about 2.6 kilometers of strike. And then we haven't even talked about the other exploration potential. So the Flat project, definitely ticks the boxes on the scale front.
Wow, excellent. So you're talking about over 2 kilometers in width, in the length, right? How about the width, the other?
Yeah, well, 4 kilometers is the golden soil.
Okay.
From one drill hole to the other one, it's 2.6.
2.6, okay.
And the width of that's actually a very good point, and just as important, it fluctuates based on the golden soil and the drilling, anywhere from 600 meters to a kilometer in width.
Oh, so it's like this.
Kind of more like oval, if you will.
Overall. Oh, okay. And then you drill, historically, there's a 50 drill holes.
55.
55 drill holes.
Yeah.
Everyone hit.
Everyone hit gold mineralization. They're not all stellar, but they still encountered mineralization. And what's also interesting is that 25 out of the 55, the drill holes ended in mineralization. So it bottomed in mineralization. And the average drill depth is only 100 meters. So that's, phenomenal from a shallow open pit mining potential. But it tells us also with all these holes ending in mineralization that there is a huge opportunity to go deep. And to not get too technical, what also has Quinton excited is that whether it's the Snow Line or Fort Knox, these are all intrusion-related gold systems. And this deposit model has a certain geochemical zonation based on age and depth. And what he believes is at our property, and it's got us excited too, is that there could be potentially the prize or a Fort Knox type of gold mineralization below the current drilling.
Oh, wow. Excellent. Exactly. That's very, very, very exciting. So another aspect I think is the metallurgical study. You start initial doing some study on that as well.
Yes. So as part of our acquisition, we always develop a 3-year plan with our projects, and we're big fans of, again, looking at our project through the lens of, is this a mine, and tackling the biggest risk items. So a lot of junior mining companies focus on finding gold. That's important.
Right.
But we need to focus on the economics of it just as much. So what's going to make a mine economic? Finding it's one element. Can we mine it economically? And metallurgy can definitely drive the economics in a positive way or in a negative way. Exactly. So it can be sometimes considered a risky endeavor because it can make or break a project. But again, from our perspective, we're not into finding a project. We're into finding a mine. So we're probably maybe one of the very few junior mining companies that are actually doing metallurgy before they start drilling. And this metallurgy is designed to advance the belief that this project is free milling, which doesn't require a roaster like a refractory type of deposit. But we also have the belief that this could be a heap leach opportunity. Okay. And if you're dealing with a heap leach mining opportunity, there's lower capex, lower opex, and you can put lower grade material on the pad. It doesn't take too much brain power to figure out how 10 grams per ton is going to work. It's going to, more often than not, it's going to be economic. Your average open pit gold mine right now, the average grade is 1.1 grams per ton. But the challenge is, how do you make 0.5, 0.6, 0.8 grams per ton work? So if you got an average of 1 gram, that means, there's 2-3 gram material, but that also means that there's 0.5, 0.2. So we want to, by ensuring that works, gives us the confidence to, to develop that.
Wow, excellent. So tell us your plan for this year. Looks like you have an exciting year ahead of you.
Yeah, we're super excited. Anytime you're drilling, it's that if you're not drilling, you're not finding. And so this year we have the metallurgical results that should be out. We expect them to be out probably within the end of this month or early next month. And
okay, you must take note on that.
Yeah, so the metallurgical results, and then we are drilling scheduled and planned for late spring.
Late spring.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, and it's going to be, it's our first drill program on this project, first drill program in 20 years. We have, specific holes that we've designed that's targeting historical drill results, such as 12 grams over 24 meters. But we also have trenches, such as 6.5 grams over 25 meters, never drill tested. 1.17 grams over 70 meters in a trench, never drill tested. So that's going to be targeted. And then we talked about the 4K system, and of course, Quinton's favorite target, going deep. We want to tackle all that, test the breadth of the system, try to figure out what's controlling the high grade mineralization, drill deep, and then if we encounter gold, you'll have metallurgical results as an investor or even as a CEO that can provide comfort that the gold, you can free mill it.
Oh, excellent. That's something very exciting. So hopefully by the end of this year, you will have the scope of the ounce there, and as well as you have metallurgical study coming out.
Yes.
So people have the confidence that there will be a mine.
Yes.
So all these questions will be answered by the end of the year, hopefully.
It's going to be straightforward. we know in our space and with Mother Nature, there's going to be some twists and turns and some surprises, but that wouldn't be exploration if it's always not a linear line. But
Yeah,
we're ready
so
for it.
yeah, so great. So finally, I mean, you have Kreska invest in you
Yes.
a few rounds. So what's your financial situation? Can you have a resource to finish the drilling program this year or most of them?
Yeah, and you know, our we have we have capital right now in the treasury, but in order to execute the program we want, we would like to raise a bit more capital to top up the treasury, and also, you know, if we have drilling success, we want to be able to continue to drill. So if we see
Yeah.
something we'd like, in the past, you could wait for the labs to return your assays in a somewhat efficient manner.
Mhm.
That doesn't exist anymore. The last 2 years have proven that it can take, you know, over 3-4 months to get it.
Yeah.
So having extra capital, you know, based on the visuals and what we see, you know, we don't want to stop drilling because capital's getting tight. So we want to have enough of a runway that we can execute and finish the program.
Okay, great. Hopefully you will have a snowline like here.
That would be great. I tip my hat off to that company.
right,
They've
good
done a
luck.
fantastic job. Thank you.